Hey guys, it is Dani and I'm here with updates on the tropics. We have our major hurricane Delta to talk about, as well as the potential for EPSILON to develop very soon. But of course, if you want to know if you'll be affected and how strong that potential system there might get, please keep watching this video. And also guys, later today we'll be posting another video talking about something else, so stay tuned for that. And so guys, before I go into the details with these tropical systems here, please do subscribe if you haven't and tap the bell so you know every time when I post a new video, because I will keep you guys updated on tropical cyclone activity right through the season. And you can also follow me on Instagram. My weather account is weathergirl.Dani and my personal account is Dani Henry Official. Okay guys, so first we want to take a look at the satellite view of the Atlantic at this time. And so there we have our major hurricane Delta in the Gulf. It will make landfall later today. And then there we have that other area of disturbed weather well off the coast of Africa. And so first we want to talk about that tropical disturbance and the potential for it to develop and become a newly named storm, which will acquire the name EPSILON if it does. And so through the next 5 days we're seeing a low 20% chance of development through the next 5 days, and it actually really has some limited time, because by the middle part of the coming week conditions will in fact get a bit unfavorable to support any further development of this. So it is possible that any time between now and I'd say probably Tuesday we could see this one organizing because conditions are favorable at this time for that to happen, but we just have to watch it. So it's likely that if this will develop, it will be slow to occur, and again it has limited time, so the odds are there for this. It could develop and it could not develop. And so if you're in the Lesser Antilles, you really want to keep an eye on it. Now let's look at what our two major models are expecting. So this is the Gfs model, and this is a map of the isobars, lines of equal pressure, and the closer they are in a circular manner with the pressure being below 1030 millibars, that's the low pressure system, usually our tropical cyclones. Alright guys, so that's what you're seeing on the map is by the 12th of October on Monday. And so there we have it. So the system is actually just to the east of the Windward Islands there, and you're seeing a 1011 millibar low pressure system. So that's probably just a disturbance, possibly a depression at that time as well. But looking at the Euro model right now, they're showing by the 14th of October on Wednesday that the system is probably a little stronger, maybe the same strength as what the Gfs model is expecting. And both of these models are not expecting this to be very strong. And then going further out there, we see the system sort of weaken as it is going to be moving to the northwest, affecting the northeastern Caribbean, guys. And so if you're there, you want to be cautious. Even though this might not be very strong, could still bring some dangerous conditions. And let's look at our factors that are going to be influencing this to develop. First, our ocean temperature map. And so we see that most of the main development region, the Caribbean, very warm at this time. The Gulf is having a cool down, and that is why I think that our major hurricane Delta is not really going to intensify further because of the cool down that the Gulf is experiencing, as well as the strong wind shear. And so in terms of the other disturbance, conditions are going to be favorable for it, and we could see some slow development of it. And then now to the wind shear map, and there we have it. So Delta is in the Gulf at this time, and it's a major hurricane, and it definitely has winds way stronger than these upper level winds here. And so that is why I think that is going to be maintaining this intensity until landfall. We could see a bit more strengthened, but not really anticipating it at this point. But it's a very deadly, a very strong hurricane at this time. And so looking across most of the Atlantic region, so we're seeing these greens, which indicate that the shear is favorable. The upper level winds are favorable for this to develop during the next couple of days, but we could see a change come by the middle part of this week. And now let us go on into details with Hurricane Delta. So at this time on satellite view, there we have Delta, and one thing that I've noticed about Delta is that it is really struggling to get a defined eye from the moment it became a hurricane. We're not really seeing, we've not seen a very clear eye. We're not seeing the storm being very symmetrical, but it was really small at the time. It was a Cat 4, and now here we have it in the Gulf. And again, we do have the wind shear there, maybe inhibiting it from really strengthening much. And so now let us talk about the cone forecast for it and where are expected to experience dangerous conditions. Alright guys, so first off, We do have a hurricane warning extended for the most easterly side of Texas as well as for most of Louisiana, and the tropical storm warning for southeastern Louisiana, and just a couple miles beyond that warning area in Texas there. So areas in the most easterly side of Texas as well as Louisiana are going to be experiencing dangerous storm or hurricane-like conditions very, very soon if they have not already started. And so we're seeing a track kind of similar to that of Laura. We were kind of made landfall, but I believe Laura was a bit more to the west. It made landfall just at the borderline of Texas and Louisiana. But anyway, guys, so if Delta actually has sustained winds at this time at 120 miles per hour, and it is moving to the north at 12 miles per hour. So fortunately, this is not a slow moving system, and so if you have not started preparing and you're in like Louisiana, Mississippi, maybe Alabama, northern Alabama, going into Tennessee, you really want to just be on alert, because this is going to bring some very dangerous conditions, those very heavy rainfalls, the storm surge, as well as those very strong winds. And so what you're seeing now is the rainfall potential map. The different colors here are showing different amounts. And so first we have the light green being 1 inch of rain, the darker green 2 inches, the yellows 4, the oranges 6, and the reds 10. And so that we see that Louisiana is definitely expected to receive the most rainfall from the tropical system as of now, because it will be facing, of course, a direct hit. And so we have other states, most of the southeastern US, going to be feeling some heavy rainfall from Delta, as well as it is going to be moving in this weekend going into early next week. And so guys, please be cautious and please start preparing if you haven't been doing so. And so if you found this video to be pretty informative, please give a thumbs up, and you can also share your thoughts with me in the comments or ask questions. I'll try to respond as best and as soon as I can. And just remember to always be weather wise.